right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I have been asked so many times over my 98 career years in real estate why I got into real estate. And I've been in all sides of it. I've owned mortgage companies, title, flooring, everything. I've still got 130 agents in a real estate company. Uh, and when I speak at different meetings and conferences around the country, I've been invited to speak. I've been asked a number of times why I got into real estate or the benefits of getting into real estate. And again, I turned it around and I had a meeting recently with quite a few real estate agents, and I asked them, why are you in real estate? Now, I'm not saying this to encourage anybody to go into real estate. In fact, there's a whole lot of people that should not be in real estate, or I have encouraged not to go to real estate. A lot of people need that security, stability to pay their bills, know what's coming in, what's going out. So, but I've been asked the question many times on why. And from the responses I've got, here are the 8 reasons people go into real estate. Now, I'll give you my reason at the end. My reason is totally different than everybody else. Number one, I think, and this is not ranked in any order, okay? So I'm starting with flexibility. And that ranks towards the top. A whole lot of people are going to real estate because of flexibility. You've got kids, they're in school, they're playing ball every weekend for 52 weeks. Uh, Family members, different issues and things, and 8 to 5 just doesn't fit. So the flexibility that it gives you in life to take care of people, take care of your family, that is one of the top reasons I do believe. Number two, income potential. Um, Again, there's a whole lot of people that need and want that security of an 8 to 5 job, stability, steady income, and all that. But there are people that want to know how good they really can be. Where is the top of that? And that comes to entrepreneurship, owning your own business to see how well you can do. Now, the national average for a real estate agent income wise is like 85 to 100,000, but that includes, your Californias and Chicago's and high priced areas. The median income for a real estate agent is about 60,000 throughout the United States. And I find that now I'm in poor Louisiana here, okay? But the 130 agents I have in the company that I own, they do better than that. Their average is better, and the median is better. So you can make money, and uh, 400,000 or 500,000. I mean, is like I said, not hard to make, but is realistic too. So the income potential of it. Number three, be your own boss. A lot of people want to be their own boss. Um, the corporate environment, be told what to do, whether it's right or wrong, whether you agree with it or not. The mergers, the uh, acquisitions, the layoffs, all that stuff and everything. A lot of people want to be their own boss, thinking they can make better decisions and go further with it. So that's a good reason. Number four, I believe real estate is the foundation. I believe the number one foundation for financial success in the United States. Close to 90% of all millionaires in the United States did it significantly through their involvement in real estate. Okay? Not just listing and selling properties, but flipping and rentals and investments and multifamilies and commercials and all the different things you learn uh, in real estate. I believe 60% of everybody that is employed with through me in the real estate corporate environment, I believe over 60% are involved and are very successful and other avenues of real estate. Again, flipping, rentals. It's amazing. I've talked to people that have been in real estate 3 or 4 years, and they've already got 10, 15, 20 houses. They're millionaires right now just from the equity in that house. And go back to my other podcast on how to be a millionaire in real estate in a short time. And it's straight up, okay? It's no BS. Uh, 5, part time. A lot of people don't want to give up their job, so uh, they want to go to real estate and do it part time, be it for additional income or because they're bored on their other job, they want something different, something new, or maybe a transition. A lot of companies, again, and I've mentioned this in previous podcasts, a lot of companies don't take part-time people, but I always have. And again, God has told me to focus on quality and not quantity. So if they're honest and I can trust them and they'll represent themselves well, then I will affiliate with people. And I have part-time people, agents. I have quite a few that make over 100,000 part-time. So yeah, there's that ability too. Number 6, the low startup. You want to be an attorney, you want to be a doctor, you want to be massage therapist, okay? I mean, you're talking about money, you're talking about time, you're talking about years, probably, to get licensed to learn something. Real estate, and I'm almost embarrassed to say this because the biggest single investment of a family's life is their home. So it should be dealt with by somebody that is qualified, experienced, and has knowledge to support them and help them. But real estate is typically a 90-hour course. It may vary a little bit throughout the United States and different states and everything, but uh, it's often just a 90-hour course online, self-paced, and often $200 to $300. 90-hour course, but it can be finished in half the time. Again, self-paced, and a couple $100 for the school. And again, some of those are 500 to 1,000, depending on the school that you want to go to, and be it live or online. But I know around Louisiana, a lot of people pay $200 or $300 for a 30-day online self-paced class. And then you go take the state exam in your state. Uh, and then total cost, I don't know, $1,000, $2,000, I think is very, very reasonable, pretty much everywhere, to get licensed, legal, and do it. So the low startup, quick startup, is a good reason. Number 7, and I love this reason, the ability to help people. I'm not saying that's high on why people go into real estate, but I think it's very high on the benefits of going in to real estate. Be able to help people and support people. I've cried many times on stories. Uh, my wife, who is known throughout the country, I think, Realtor of the Year, president of local boards, and cook for 50 people at one time, but helped a family not too long ago that lived in a 2-bed, 1-bath mobile home, a couple with 2 kids. Now, can you imagine that? They had stable jobs and everything. They just to make a lot of money. And she went through and got them financed, got them approved to buy a home. Now, it was, I think, 130 or $40,000 home. I know that's not much, but it was 3-bed, 2 baths. And they asked if they could bring their kids right before closing when they did their uh, final inspection, their final walkthrough. And Paul said, well, sure, bring them. Well, the kids came, walked into the house. They had no idea. Little bitty kids. And she said, the, the mother said, kids, this is going to be our house in 3 days. And they started running through the house. Mom, Mom, there's 2 bathrooms in here. Mom, Mom, there's 3 bedrooms. Do we get our own bedroom? I mean, I've done that millions of times over my decades to help people get their financing in shape to qualify, the down payment and all that. So helping people is a good benefit. Uh, Number eight, the guaranteed market demand of real estate. Real estate, I've been doing this many, many, many decades, okay? I don't look 98. I was born at a very young age, okay? But um, I've gone through, how many recessions have we been in the United States? Five or six or seven recessions? '08 was the number one worst recession since the Great Depression of 1930. In fact, many people will believe 2008 was a depression. Now, movies, The Big Short, y'all seen that? The Big Short is exactly what happened. Oh, a top actors, a lot of cussing, okay, but good movies if you want to see a movie. But people always want to buy a house. First time home buyers, they want to move up and better their home life to get better houses as their family grows. Real estate and homes will never ever go uh, out of lifestyle. People want that. Now, a lot of businesses, you're trying to talk people into buying this or buying this or trying to sell this. I don't think real estate is sales. I think it's helping people. I can tell you story after story after story. But even in '08, the large real estate company that I own, uh, it dropped maybe 25%. Okay, well, yeah, the 25% is 25%. You cut your salary 25%. But if you prepare for that and everything, but even in the second worst recession, depression in the history of the United States, and 25%, you can live with that. So real estate is always going to be here. People are always going to want to buy. Yeah, yes, when rates go to 6, 7%. And again, historically, your national average the last 13 years or so has been 7% or so. You go back to, gosh, 1930, 40, 50, you'll be shocked at how high it's been. We've got stuck with that those 4 or 5 years where they were around 3%, okay? But they'll come back a little bit. But real estate's always going to be here. It's always going to be active. Yes, AI is changing the whole world and is helping, supporting, changing real estate. You cannot change. You want to go to court and fight a huge battle in court with AI? No, you want a lawyer that goes in that knows your shit. Real estate's the same way. Now, me, what is my reason? I like real estate, number one, because it's fair. I'm obsessed with fairness. Um, I was a senior vice president with a banking operation in my 30s, okay? And I was told, the president told me, lay off, I don't know how many people, 20 or 30 people, or whatever, during a recession or whatever. And I said, no. They all looked at me. The manager looked. I said, oh, you can fire me. But I know these people. I know their kids. I said, at ball teams for their kids. And we don't have to do that, okay? They're not numbers. So he gave me X period of time, a couple of months, and I kind of moved around, got him taking care of everything. And then he was going to give me another raise. And I said, nope, you did it to them, you'll do it to me. Here is my resignation. Real estate is fair. You build that business, you build that clientele up, it is your clientele. Nobody can take that away from you. A lot of professions, sales professions, a lot of insurance uh, companies, other sales companies, you sign something saying if you ever leave, you can't go back into the business or you can't go back to those customers. No, real estate, now there might be a few companies in the United States that have some limitations, but real estate, you could go and you build that company. If you want to open up your own company or go to another company, we would like to think, and large companies, franchises would like to think that their name, their recognition, their presence has helped those agents build that clientele. But those buyers and sellers have used that agent. That's who they are committed to. So you have that clientele for the rest of your life. And you build that business and it just stays with you. 2 years is magical. You work at it for 2 years. Now you can start making money. And I just talking to an agent 6 months. Been here 6 months, and goodness, I don't know how many transactions, 10, 20 transactions plus several pendings, scheduling. So you build that up, it keeps billing, it keeps going, and you don't have to market as much. So I like it because it's fair. Nobody can take it away from you. You're not a number, you're not a corporate, you're not a layoff, you're not a merger. It's fair. Okay. Those are some reasons for real estate. And again, I'm not encouraging you to go to real estate. I'm just saying why people are in real estate. All right. Y'all take care. God bless. Stay out of trouble.